Hi everyone, welcome to Monday night's webinar. Just having a few problems at this end. Can everybody hear me okay? Just pop a Y. Fab. Thanks, Luke. Okie dokie. So, welcome to Monday night's webinar. My name's Laura and I'm a gold distributor within the business. And a gold distributor basically means that we have a team turnover of around £9,000 every 4 weeks. Tonight you're going to hear some fantastic advice with regards to building your business and growing your income. Who doesn't want to do that? But first of all, a little bit about me. So I joined the business with my partner Paul back in June last year. We've been in the business for coming up 15 months now. Before we joined actually, Paul, and he still is, working as a painter and decorator. I'm a stay-at-home mum with 2 kids. We've got a 2-year-old and we've got an 8-year-old. And my little boy has a lot of behavioural difficulties. And at the time of joining, I wasn't in a very good place, mindset-wise. I was actually suffering from postnatal depression when I joined. Came across a post on Leanne's timeline, my sponsor, Leanne Gilroy. Some call it stalking. But decided to ask eventually for some information. Cut a long story short, took a look at the videos. Leanne explained that I'd get all the help and support that I needed. And I thought, why not? Let's go for it. It was online, which was flexible for me because going out with my little boy door to door wasn't my idea of fun, to be fair. And also having my 8-year-old and being into her coming home from school and stuff. First 4 weeks, we retailed £1,200, all online. And that was in the quiet time of the year. That was in June. We done our 30-day bonus, which is £600 of orders. We also achieved a 10%, which is £780 of orders in a 4-week period. We also hit the 1K club, and that was all in our first 4 weeks of the business. Since then, we went from strength to strength. We went to our first ever showcase last August, made a pact with Luke and Sarah Hailstone, the 4 of us. We're going to become gold distributors by Christmas last year, and the 4 of us done it. Myself and Paul came home from the showcase, and 8 weeks later we became gold distributors and got ourselves a nice little cheque for £842. 4 weeks after that, we got a cheque for £1,239. And that was just the month before Christmas. Fantastic income, extra income that we had coming in just before Christmas there. So tonight you're going to hear from speakers and you're going to hear from training. These are all going to be full of tips and hints that will help you push your business forward, especially at this time of the year. Retail's about to go crazy, the sponsoring is about to go crazy, so maximise every single bit of information you hear tonight and take action on it. If you don't know what you're doing, speak to your sponsor. So I'm going to move on just swiftly now onto our first speaker for this evening. Now, correct me if I'm not saying his name wrong, because I always get mixed up with his.
Good evening, everybody. No, Laura, that was fine. Paula Matsukidze, perfect. It's difficult to get your tongue round, I know. So I'm Paula. I work my business in Manchester, and I've been in the business for quite a while. However, I did have about a year out due to poor health. I had worked my way up to the 21% level. And then because I was unwell, everything kind of went pear-shaped. So I then had to start from scratch. However, it wasn't a problem. I knew that I could do it. I'd done it once. I could do it again. Plus, I'd seen a lot of other people doing it. So my intention was to just knuckle down and get on with it, which is what I'm doing, working my way back up to gold. And I will be there very shortly. So I just really wanted to just talk you through a bit about the retail and a little bit about the sponsoring as well. Because the most important thing really is to be consistent and just to keep going, whatever obstacles you come across. And just to remember that everybody has come across these problems. So you're not the first, and there's always an answer. So I have made some notes, because if I don't write things down, I forget, and then I get to the end and think, oh, I forgot to say such and such and such and such. So the first thing with the retail is to build to a customer base. In the beginning, it can be quite difficult, thinking you're not getting orders, you're not doing as well as everybody else. Once you're on a customer base, it is so easy. I started off with catalogues, because when I joined the business, that's all we had. We didn't have the online side. And I can remember going out and delivering my catalogues, picking them up, and having either no orders or paltry little orders, paltry sums. But you're told to keep going, and I don't always do what I'm told, but I did try, and I did keep going. I'd put my catalogues out again. And as time went on, I began to know where to drop my catalogues, which houses were going to become my customers, and I began to build up relationships with them, and I eventually ended up on a good customer base, which is all I deliver to now. I don't do any more blanket dropping or any more presenting. I just deliver to my customers, and I always do a minimum of £1,000 a month, usually nearer 1,500 a month. My customer base is not huge. I have maybe, 150 customers in total, but that gives me my at least 10%, very often my 13%, just through my own personal retail. And then on top of that, I've also got my online, which I see as kind of like an extra, because my catalogue customers are going to give me my £1,000 worth of orders for the month. Anything I get over and above that is bonus. I am improving on my online retail. I did get to I set everything up. I got lots of people in my group, and I did become quite complacent and think, well, it doesn't really matter if I don't get very many online customers, because I've got my regular catalogue customers. But over the last couple of months, I suppose, I've been really concentrating more on my online side, and I'm getting a lot of new customers, and a lot more people joining my groups. And I think it is about just being persistent all the time, being persistent with your catalogues, being persistent with your online. And even if when you start off, it's really slow and you think that you're not doing as well as everybody else, if you just keep going, you don't give up, you don't get down, you don't get despondent, you don't get disheartened, you will get there. Everybody else has been through this, so there is no reason why anybody can't. It's just a matter of keep going, keep going, keep going. Customers might not buy the first time you drop catalogues, or the first time you advertise, or the first time they look on your group. They might not buy, but it doesn't mean they won't buy later. Especially with the catalogues, a lot of people want to see that you're consistent, that you're reliable, that you're going to come back, that you're not going to just disappear, that you're going to be regular. So getting into a regular routine and delivering to the same houses on a regular basis every 4 weeks. And they see that you are earnest and you do respect your business and you are professional. And that's all it is. It's building up those relationships and building up the trust with your customers, be it online or with catalogues. I love my customers now. I went off sick for months. When I came back, my customers were still there. They wouldn't buy from any other distributor. They were very loyal to me. And now when I go and see my customers, the first thing they do is ask me how I am. They become friends. They become very caring about you, which is really lovely. I do little things for them, like if they've been really loyal, good customers, I will occasionally give them a freebie. It's only something small, like a pair of scissors or a potato peeler, but it's just to show appreciation. At Christmas time, I give every one of my customers a handwritten Christmas card, thanking them for their custom, thanking them for their support. And I know some distributors get printed ones or get stamps. I won't do that. That kind of loses the message, the care. So mine are all handwritten and signed. And I think that just adds that kind of friendship and that bit of care to your customers, which they appreciate. The other thing is being flexible for your customers. Sometimes, I mean, I always get my books back. My customers never throw away my books. Sometimes they might get lost or they might get damaged if their grandchildren scribble on them or whatever. But I generally always get my books back. If I don't, then I know that the next time I go back, I will get 2 books there. So they do look after you, they do look after your business, and they do help you, and they do care about you, but you've got to care in return. So if you show that willingness to, you know, treat them with respect and gratitude for what they're doing for supporting your business, they will reciprocate. It's a two-way thing. It's exactly the same with the online. You can still go out of your way with your online customers if there's something that they're particularly looking for and you haven't got it, or there's something they've ordered before. You can offer them a substitute. You can try and find something that you think they would like. And they appreciate that. They then understand that you consider them each to be individuals and they're all important to you. My online, as I say, is growing, and I found that my best customers are not the customers that come to my group through competitions. I've boosted my numbers tremendously through running competitions, and it is a good way to build your numbers in your group. But my best customers are people who've come of their own free will, and they've come to my group because they've asked to join my group because they've seen products that I've posted in external selling groups, and they thought, oh, that's nice, I'll see what else she does. And then they've asked to join my group, and they're the best sort of customers that you can possibly get. So don't just run competitions. Invite people, show them your products in external groups, and get them coming to ask to join your group. They're much more likely to want to be there. So my online side is growing, and I'm determined to get it as successful as my catalogue side, because that's just, I want to prove to myself that I can do it. It's not too early to be posting Christmas catalogues or Christmas posts on your group. People have said, isn't it a bit early to start posting Christmas things? It's only the beginning of September. I've put out my Christmas catalogues. I haven't picked them up yet. I'm picking those up on Thursday. I've also got quite a few posts on my group, and I've had orders for Christmas items. But when I was out delivering my catalogues on Saturday, I went past one house who already has their Christmas wreath on their front door. So I reckon if people are that prepared for Christmas that they're putting wreaths on their door, they're prepared to buy Christmas goods. So don't ever think it's too early. People will buy from the Christmas catalogue. And also Christmas goods do go out of stock. So if your customers don't order early, they may lose out. So that's always worth bearing in mind. That's probably all I need to say about the retail. Just follow the system. Go follow the numbers that are spouted to you, whether it's posting on Facebook or whether it's putting out catalogues. If you get the right numbers out, you cannot fail. You will get orders. The only time you don't get orders is when you go off and do your own weird and wonderful things. You don't follow the numbers. You don't put out the right number of catalogues. You don't put the right number of posts. You're not members of enough groups. So just do more. If you're not getting the results, just do more. If you're not sure, ask your sponsor if you're doing enough, if you're doing the right things, and just get a bit of guidance. The sponsoring side is the side that I really love. I really enjoy the sponsoring. And my sponsoring is improving. I think as you go on and you do more and more sponsoring, you gain more confidence, you become better at it. You probably become better at the sorting process, so you can identify who is worth your time and who is worth giving an appointment to, and who is just going to be a time waster. And I think that's important, because then your ratio of people that you speak to and people that join your business decreases, so you speak to less people and get more people joining your business. My sponsoring is going through the roof at the moment, which is brilliant. I think the important things really are to follow every lead up. If you sit there and wait for them to contact you because you've sent the video out and you've sent them a message saying, watch the video and then get back to me, you won't get very many people getting back to you. But if you follow them up, you're more likely to get better results, because people sometimes will watch the video and think, oh yeah, well, I'm interested. I'm a bit busy now. I'll get in touch with her later on. And they don't. But if you are proactive and you get in touch with them, they are much more likely to engage with you. And also they understand then that you have an interest in them. You are following things up. You've got an interest in your business. And you're the driver. So it probably shows them that you're going to give them a good bit of support if they join your team. So always follow up, and that's whether the leads come from Facebook, from the ad pool, from your warm market. It doesn't matter where they come from. Follow every single lead up. You've got nothing to lose, nothing at all. I do have a contact manager, which is just a database where all my leads go. And that means that I've always got a list of all my leads, because if you've only got 10 or 11, it's fine. It's quite easy to put them on a spreadsheet. But if you've got thousands, which is the aim, you then need to be able to regularly communicate with all of those people. I've got people that I spoke to months ago or even years ago, one of them actually, who it wasn't the right time for them when I spoke to them. But because I've always been able to communicate with them through having my contact manager, my database, they have then joined months later or even years later. So if you're serious about sponsoring, I would say get some sort of a contact manager, some sort of a database, so that you can constantly communicate with all the people that you've spoken to in the past. Because if the time wasn't right for them then, it doesn't mean that it won't be right for them in the future. So don't waste any of your leads. I also now love the no's, the people who say no, it's not for them. They used to really worry me, and I used to not be able to understand it and not be able to get on with it. I don't mind it now. It's you have to have lots of no's to get to the yeses, because not everybody is going to say yes. So every no that I can mark down means that I'm one step closer to my next yes. So I'm happy for my no's. It took me a long time to get to that place, and I kept reading and people kept telling me this. But you do eventually get there. Just have some faith and keep going with it and enjoy your no's, because it means that you're one step closer to that yes, which is the one that you're after. And you don't want everybody to join the business. Some of them will just waste your time. They won't do anything. They disappear off the face of the earth. So you need to be selective. It's your business. If you're serious about it, you want people who are also going to be serious about it. Like the retail, you will have good weeks and bad weeks and medium weeks. And again, just draw a line under the sand if you've had a bad time, and just get on with it, because it will get better. I do set goals, which I do find difficult, but it does help. So if you set a retail goal, by the end of this period, you want to do X number of pounds. By the end of this period, you want to sponsor X number of people, whatever it is. And then you can break it down to weeks. Okay, if I want to sponsor 4 people this period, I want 1 a week. And that makes it much more manageable than having, right, at the end of the year, I want to do 50 people. That's completely unmanageable. So if you break it down to periods and then break it down to weeks, then you can keep on track and see where you're going and what you need to do, what you need to tweak to get there. I disappeared there for a bit. I also don't miss any of the workshops. I don't miss any of the showcases. I do lots of personal development, and that's really important because very often you're working on your own. There is no need to be alone. You've always got your sponsor, you've always got other team members, you've also got your webinars, you've got your workshops. And I know myself, I do much better when I am involved with other people at workshops or showcases. And I know also that my team members do much better when they are involved in webinars and workshops. You can see it. So it's really, really important. And however much people tell you that, a lot of people think, no, it's not for me. I don't need that. I'm fine on my own. It's much, much better if you can get support from other people. The other thing is not to measure yourself against other people. we're all different. We're all in different places. We've all got different challenges. We've got different issues. And if you try to measure yourself against other people, that makes your life very difficult. The only person you should really measure yourself against is yourself. And as long as you're improving and you can see you're improving, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. So try not to panic with that. I think that's about it. But before I go, I just want to say a couple of trying to think of the word now. A couple of well dones to some people in my team. First of all, to Carol Belfield, who has done her 30-day challenge. She's downline to Jodie Smith, and she's doing very well in the business, putting on lots of orders. And then secondly, I want to say well done to Jodie Smith, who's doing extremely well in the business. She has been to her first showcase. She has been to a workshop. She has sponsored in 3 people, and all of those people she's found through Facebook. So she's worked really hard there. She's doing this all around a full-time job, and she's also achieved her 10%. So well done, Jodie. You're doing great things. You're working really hard, and you're supporting the team really beautifully. So keep going. Really proud of you. So that's me for now. I shall hand you back to Laura.
Wow, absolutely fantastic testimonial. I've got a lot to summarise, so thanks for that, Paula. I hope you all had a notebook and took loads and loads of notes there, because there was so much tips and advice that Paula gave you in that short testimonial. So much stuff that you can take away and run with. Just quickly, the retail and the sponsoring, both things that she said with regards to retail, works for your sponsoring as well. Be consistent, be persistent with it. You are going to come across obstacles. Everybody comes across obstacles. It's all about getting over the obstacles. There's always a way over it. That's what your sponsor or your upline is for. So make sure you're in close contact with them at all times. Just quickly, want to say, I'm just massively, before we go on to our training, can we just pop in the chat bar quickly what your first check in your 4-week or first month of your business was? So ours was £252, Neil was 315, Lee and David 296, Louise 467, Paula 248, don't worry Stacey, it'll come, Stephen 184, Virginia 177, loads. But you can see there, general income in your first 4 weeks is anything between £200 to £500. But I am now going to quickly pass over to our trainer for the season, which is Luke Hailstone. Just when you're ready, Luke.
Hello, good evening everybody. Can you all see and hear me okay? Just put a Y in the chat bar, just so I know you can all see and hear before I start rabbiting away. Excellent, fantastic. So just a little bit about myself before I go into the training. I was working full-time as a transport manager for a coach company before I joined the business. And we've got some young children at home, and I was hardly seeing them because I was getting up for work, they'd be asleep, coming home from work, they'd be asleep, getting a call at weekends, and I ended up missing most of my son's first birthday party because of work, and that's when I decided that I needed to find something better, because that wasn't the lifestyle I wanted for me or for my children. I wanted to be there for my children. So I found this opportunity. I joined, just like many of you have, by watching some videos and having an appointment over the phone, seeing some slides, and I just got stuck into it. I built up my income over time after my work and around the children, and my biggest check in the business to date is £1,276, which has been able to allow me to quit my full-time job. I do a little bit of part-time work, but tomorrow is my oldest daughter's first day at school, and I'll be walking her to school and picking her up from school because I no longer have to answer to somebody else telling me where I have to be at what time. So that's what the business has done for me. Just for the benefit of new people that are on here tonight, What's your biggest check in the business? You just type in your biggest check into the business just to give people an idea of what can be achievable. And I'll get my slides up ready. So you can see Laura, over £1,200 as well, Helen 291, Ree 117, Neil £7,000, Paula £1,000. So there you go. You can have a nice part-time income coming in of over £1,000 if you work at it. Now, my training tonight is just going to go over what happened just over a week ago. Can you believe that? It's been over a week already since the showcase. So we all went to the Christmas showcase on the 27th. Just put a Y in the chat bar if you was there in Birmingham on the 27th at the showcase. Let's see how many people we had on there that were there. Excellent, lots of Ys. And it was absolutely fantastic. Loads of people there. And it's really great to see everyone. Laura's still recovering. Talking about Laura, still recovering. Here we go, Laura. Lots of people were there, including Laura, Louise, and Paul is there. And Paul's even smiling, Laura. Look at that. If anyone that knows Paul, he doesn't like smiling in photographs. He pouts a lot. And he's even smiling because it's just a really great place to be. Really good fun. And it's just a really great day in general. So I'm just going to recap bits and pieces that happened here from my notes that I took down and what I got out of the showcase, really. But hopefully it gives you some value as well and you've got something similar out and it helps you understanding the speakers and what they were saying. So we had Michael Cactar come up on stage and tell us he had something sparkly in his pocket to show us about doing demonstrations. But I took it a step further with my customers. I've been going around to my customers with my orders and I've been saying to them, can I show you my baubles? Is what I've been saying to them. Who would like to see my baubles? Here we go. And I'll tell you what, I've been going to my customers, I've been taking them with me with my orders, and we've got a load of orders for them already. So advertise the Christmas stuff. Exactly like Paula said, it's not too early. It's maybe a bit too early to have a wreath on your door. But it's not too early to be buying the Christmas stuff. I'm not going to go up in the loft right now and put up the tree, that's for certain. But get the items in front of your customers' noses. Let them see what it looks like. We've had lots of orders coming in for the Macmillan Bowl. And it's actually great. My customers can't wait to get their hands on my baubles, Helen. So I'm really looking forward to the next few months and having a lot more orders coming in for the Christmas stuff. So get the Christmas stuff out there and show people what we have to offer. Now, this is what got me really excited at the showcase, was when John Roshan came on and he said, we're the fastest growing company in the industry. Did you have any idea what that means, being the fastest growing company in this industry? That's absolutely fantastic. That almost had me up on my feet and clapping away. Absolutely fantastic. This fastest growing company in the industry. So we're expanding more and more. And he said his key to success was don't stop. He said, so this is my key to success, don't stop. So don't stop. Keep sharing the business. Keep letting people know what you're doing. Don't be a clean, easy secret agent, as you hear sometimes when you're out there. Just get the videos in front of as many people as you can and bring them in, because this company is going from strength to strength, and it's getting even more fantastic every day. And then the biggest news of the day come along, and it was this. We are going into Europe and we're going into Spain. So we can now start, I think, where's my notes here with the dates? So from the 1st of September, so right now there's the website up with the questions and information about Spain going on. And from the 3rd of October, we'll be able to recruit in Spain. So you'll be able to, and it has the biggest expat community in Europe, if not the world. I can't remember if it's the world or just Europe. And it's twice the size of Britain. So we've got an absolutely fantastic opportunity there in Spain. I don't know who's seen the Craig White video. That is to do it right as well. Don't go plastering adverts all over Facebook groups in Spain. Just ask the people you know if they know anyone in Spain who wants to earn some extra money on the build up to Christmas. It's that easy. Because if you don't know anyone in Spain yourself, I'm sure you've got people that you know who know people in Spain. So if you I went to one of my customers actually. I said we've been away for our Christmas conference. And we got this and that. So it was really exciting. We just found out we're going into Spain. And she went, "Are you?" And I said, "Yes, you don't know anyone in Spain, do you? You might like to earn some extra money on the build up to Christmas." And she said, "I do actually. I do have friends that live out there in Spain." And I said, "Well, shoot them a message and get me an email address, and I'll send them some free information." And that's it. And I'm starting a network in Spain. That's how simple it is. So just ask the people you know if they know anyone in Spain who'd like to earn an extra income. It's that simple. So we had all that great, fantastic news there. And this is the first country out of 10 we're going to be going in over the next 5 years. I believe it was. I'm sure it was 5 years that they said. And from the 17th of October, they're going to be able to fulfill orders over there. So by the 17th of October, you're going to have people that you know in Spain recruiting and selling stuff to customers in Spain. So brush up on your Spanish. So we had the first speaker come on. It was Jean Day. And she had some really fantastic points that she made. Let me just find my notes here where they are. And so she joined from a wall market and she went to a conference and she said this business has given her freedom. Now what does freedom mean to you? Because we all have different views of freedom, but really it's doing what you want when you want. That's freedom. And that's what this business can give you, is that sort of freedom. It gives me the freedom to take my daughter to school tomorrow. It gives me the freedom to take them to their swimming lessons during the week as well. And after we take my daughter to school, we then take my son to nursery as well. So I get to do all that with them now, which I wouldn't have been able to do before. But dreams require sacrifice. If you've got those dreams of being able to give your kids whatever you want, or to be able to have the lifestyle what you want, you are going to have to make some sacrifices. Now, they might be small sacrifices, there might be big sacrifices. It seems like a big sacrifice to me, but really it's a small one. I used to watch sport every night of the week, really, but I got rid of Sky. As soon as I started taking my business seriously, we got rid of Sky Sports, and I spend my evenings now talking to the team, or recruiting new people, or retailing, or doing something to do with the business instead. I started to cut my hours down at work when I was getting to 15%, 18% in the business. I started cutting down my hours from work. Now, I could have spent that time straight away with the kids, having dinner with them and doing things with them that little time in the evening that I got where I cut down my hours. But I didn't. I sacrificed that time with them then to carry on building the business because it's given me the freedom to have the time now with them that I've got. And it's all about having the passion and determination and the can-do attitude towards it. That's what Jean spoke about. You're having a can-do attitude. So if you're passionate and you're determined, that will give you a can-do attitude. And this was really good, and I really liked this as well. It's about discipline with your setbacks and your disappointments. Because you're going to get setbacks. There's going to be disappointments in your business. You cannot build a successful business without suffering some form of setback now and again. And so it's going to come in one form or another. They communicate with your upline because they probably had that sort of setback as well. And the key is not to dwell too much on it. Just learn from it and don't let it happen again. And communicating is a skill, which she said, which is a skill. And if you're really good at communication in this business, then you're going to go really far. The best sort of people to come into this business, I was speaking to a couple of team members the other night, is if you're a teacher or an instructor, someone like that, where you're really good at communicating with people and coaching. So it's something that you can learn over time. Now, I think it was Jean, I didn't write this down against the person's name, but I think it was Jean that said about having the iron fist in a velvet glove. But you tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And that comes in a skill as well. If you don't want to upset someone, you don't want to sound like you're their boss, but it's really, really good stuff. And smile when you're talking to people because it comes across in your voice when you're talking on the phone, when you're on Skype. If you're smiling away, you sound happier and it comes across, and the person on the other end of the phone is normally smiling as well. And ask questions in form, which is really good. It's a little acronym that you come up with. Ask them about their family and their occupation and their recreation time, what they get up to outside of work, and the money, what sort of money thereafter as well. So FORM was a really good acronym that she came up with. And when a team member does have a disappointment, I never thought of it this way before, but she had this little saying that when Phil felt found. I know how you feel. I felt the same, but I found that if you do this, it will help you in the future, which I think was really good advice from Jean. And when someone has a disappointing period, when they've made a goal and they haven't quite got it, and they've told you what they've done in that period, she says, "Are you happy with that? Are you happy with what you achieved?" Asking them if they're happy with it, and it gives them a bit of a G up and motivation to do better the following period. And people take time as well. Don't write people off. People come along and they do the odd bit here and there. They do the odd 50 quid here, like of orders one week, 50 quid orders next week. They're putting their orders on, they're ticking along nicely, and they might not turn into a really brilliant leader in the business, but some of them will. Some of them will go to an event like this, and some of them will click, and then they'll be running away with it, and they'll surprise you. The important thing to do is lead the way yourself. If you're retailing well and you're sponsoring well, then the people that really want it are going to follow in your footsteps. So that's the bits and pieces I got from Jean. And then after Jean, we had Andy Ridley come up on stage. And his key point was to find your reason why. Why is this important to you? Why did you decide to join the business? But really think about it and get passionate about it. You don't just join, you might just join for an extra 50 quid is what you say when you first sign up. But when you think about it and you see what's at your fingertips, what's the real reason why you joined? Is it because you want to afford to take your family on holiday, or you want to leave a job, or you want to be able to move into a house, things like that? And he said that he religiously put out 400 books every day, which means that he wanted his reason so bad that no matter what, every day he went out and he put 400 books out because he knew that's what he had to do to get what he wanted, because he wanted to get it quick. He was passionate about it, and he went for what he wanted. And he said, what's happened has happened. You can't change that, which is a quote from Jim Rohn. So whatever's happened already, if you've had setbacks in your life or in the business, but in your life, if you're not where you really want to be, if you're in a job you don't really like, you feel like you're failing. You might feel like you're failing in life a little bit. Now, what's happened has happened. You can't change that, but you can change tomorrow. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's yet to come. So just match the system with your desire. Whatever it is you're really passionate about, you cannot get passionate about just wanting to earn an extra 50 quid a week. You need to find a real reason to get passionate, whether it's your children, your family, you want to get out of a job, you want to be able to go on holiday, you want to travel. It could be absolutely anything. It's whatever. We can't help you with that. It's up to you what your goal is and what you want. And then we had our 10-stepper, Karen Baldwin, come up on the stage. And it's not written down here on the notes, but one thing that happens quite a lot with me, because I'm so fresh and young apparently, is some of the older people into my business say, it's okay for you, you're young. It's okay for you to go out with catalogues because you're young. You can go up and down the streets with that. Oh, you want it really bad because you're young. I'm old now. Well, when Karen joined the business, she was 49 when she joined the business. She sat up there on stage and she was going out there with the catalogues and doing what she needed to do to get it done. And she went to a showcase, and that's what really gave her a mojo. So there's a little tip for you. Go to the events. If you haven't gone to an event yet, you haven't gone to a workshop or a showcase, get to one, and you might just find your mojo. And you might get that trigger moment where that really gets you pumped up and firing. Because you don't know. If you miss a webinar, the webinar you miss, someone might say that one thing that really fires you up, that actually makes it click, and then you go out the next day and you're absolutely flying. So she found her mojo and she went gold. And it's not what happens, but how you react is what she said. She's been widowed. She's had a couple of brain hemorrhages. She had to have surgery. Her business slowed down a little while. She didn't let that stop her. She didn't stop and feel sorry for herself. She reacted by, as soon as she was well again, she picked up a business again and she carried on building it. And while she was ill, she still got paid because she'd built to gold and her team were really good and they were still going out and building their own teams. She still started getting checks through from Clean Easy while she was laid up getting better. So if you find your why and why you want to do it, the how will follow. So if you've got your goals, again, you'll hear this is a common theme actually. If you find your why, then the how will follow. And the how is our system. And then we had Helen Allgood come up on stage. She's a lady that went through the guy with a load of debt, who had the mortgage, the car, the credit card, and how just getting 10% could help clear all those debts. So she said about working hard and smart, and she's one of those people that just ticked along at 10%. She's just done 10% every month. She wasn't really flying at the business. She wasn't sponsoring loads and then smashing the retail. She was ticking along at 10%. Her sponsor quit. The person that introduced her to the business quit. So she think, oh, well, that's it. It's not working. Then they've gone, I bet I'm going to go as well. She kept going. And her weekly check now is $4,000 every 4 weeks. Put a Y in the chat bar if you'd like to earn $4,000 every 4 weeks. Because let me put a Y in there, because I would like $4,000 every 4 weeks, that's for sure. So the idea is to keep going. Don't. And another thing that people do as well is they compare themselves to other people. The only person you need to compare yourself with is yourself. So if you see people that are doing really well and flying, you just need to do better than you. Don't try and do better than them. Try and do better than you did last period. And then if you're always improving, then you will overtake those people. Then we had Jamie DeCasso. Now here you go. He joined the business, and he went out with his catalogues like in the rain, and went out and he picked them up, like 50 catalogues or 100 catalogues. I don't know how many he put out. Maybe it was 200. I can't remember. His first pickup was £6.90. So he spent all that time going out with his books, getting them sorted out, just joined this business. Wasn't too sure about it, and his first pickup was £6.90, and he carried on. So what happened was he was going to go to the guy who introduced him. He was saying about he was a shopkeeper, one of his clients for his job that he had at the time, and they convinced him to go to a meeting, to go to one of the events. And he thought, well, I'll go to this event anyway to keep him happy because he's one of his bosses. So he went to this event. Then he saw what he was able to achieve in the business. So he didn't give up. He didn't think, oh, I only got £6.90, it's not working. He kept going. And he made exciting goals for himself. He went to that workshop, learned about goal setting, and he made really exciting goals about how he wanted to get a motorbike, because he had to sell his motorbike to get by. He had to get a motorbike, and he's Spanish as well, or half Spanish, and he wanted to move it to Spain. And he spends 9 months of the year in Spain, in his house in Spain. He's got a house over here, a really big house. He showed his picture up there, which is a holiday home for him, and he lives in Spain, and he still gets paid from the business. And a really key point, which I really liked from him, is he said a lot of people go searching for that really big distributor to introduce. So they want to introduce that next best distributor into the business, the next big thing. But really, you need to be the best distributor in your business. It's no good going looking for someone that's going to fly through the business and do really well. You've got to be the one flying through the business. And if you're flying through the business, and the people you introduce, the good ones, will follow you. So you've got to take responsibility and invest in yourself as well. When you're getting your retail profit, don't use it to buy a new pair of shoes. Use it to buy a book, to educate yourself, to make yourself better, to learn more about the business so you can earn more. So next we had, I'm going to try and speed it up a little bit, so I'm a bit conscious of the time. Next was Marie Ryan, come on. And here you go, she said do both. Do the catalogues and Facebook. You've got these 2 avenues of opportunity for you to do both. You can post a bit on Facebook and get some catalogues out. I've done both when I started. When I started the business, I was working full time. We had the kids. I was posting in 150 groups every single day, and I was getting 50 catalogues into people's hands. I was knocking on the door, introducing myself, giving them the catalogue. I was doing 50 catalogues and posting 150 groups. So it can be done, doing both. All you need to do is just communicate with the people and work a plan. Get a really good plan, and you can do it. Because it's easier now than it's ever been before. With the technology, with Skype, with Facebook, it's easy. It's been easier now than it's ever before. And get excited about it. Get passionate about it. It's a common theme. You need to get excited. Who's not excited about earning what they can earn in this business? So you go. The idea is to plan, she said, really, it's these three things, and you hear these a lot at the workshops as well, is to retail, share the opportunity, and coach. If you plan to do those three things and you do them well, then you're going to build a really good business. So then just be professional and have that burning desire. And then we had Kev Ryder, who helped write the 10 steps with Neil and Abigail. And he come on, he said, it's work on channeling your beliefs. You need to believe in yourself that you can do it. Believe that you're made for better, that you can have better. And don't stop learning. Now, what I found really interesting from Kev wasn't actually at the showcase, was the day before. And the day before, me and Sarah went out, and when we bumped into him in Birmingham, and we had a bit of a chat with him. So when you go to these events, don't hide yourself away. Go out and chat to these people. And Kev said to me that you should never stop investing in yourself. When you make money, you should use that to make more money. It was really good. He actually convinced me to buy a book there and then as well. When I was talking to him, The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm going to start reading when it comes through the post. We haven't got it yet. And he's gone to see loads of people. And he said, be the battery for your team. You can be the brightest bulb, but be the battery that lights the brightest bulbs in your business as well. And then we had Peter White, who was the last speaker. And this is a saying, I know, Helen, you like this saying as well, don't you? It's just the way it is. Back then when he started, he could only order on a Thursday, and he just used to get on with it because that's just the way it was. And he used to, what was the other things as well? He used to have to pay for every order that you got. And he says that's just the way it was. So when you're going through the business and you might have to pay for a delivery, or you got a return, or maybe someone doesn't show up for a Facebook order, that's just the way it is. Everybody is in the same boat. Nobody who's earning the sort of money that you saw there, though Peter White's probably on like over 20 grand every 4 weeks, I'd imagine. He didn't have anything extra that we haven't got. Actually, we've got more than he had when he started with Facebook and all that. Nobody who's been in this business has had any special treatment and anything different. We've all started off in the same place. It's the next bit is that they led from the front. They done what needed to be done. They focused on their goals and they worked the plan. And they were excited about it. And if you're excited, it's infectious because no one else can help but feeling excited when you're excited. Virginia at the moment is absolutely flying. She's done £300 of orders since Thursday last week. So she's got £300 of orders in since Thursday. And she's absolutely ecstatic about it, as she should be. And when she tells me about it, I'm really excited as well because she's excited. And it's absolutely brilliant. And they spoke often over the phone. People still talk to each other on the phone. Communicate with the people. Communicate with your upline and your downline. And if you're speaking often and you're all going in the same direction, then you're going to build a really good business. And this is the thing as well. They sorted other things out outside of their plan. If they planned that they were going to do phone calls and ring leads up at a certain time, they would do that. They wouldn't go and do something else. They wouldn't go and do the housework. I think he was that the roof collapsed in their kitchen and they had to sort the roof out. But they didn't go and do that straight away. They done the bit that was in their plan first, which was either retailing or speaking to the team. Which is, if you've got a plan, stick to it and you build the business. Don't try not to distract from the plan. So I'm going to finish off last couple of slides by saying well done to these two guys, Leanne and Mikey, who are up on stage at the showcase. You've got a bonus of £1,500 just for building a gold business and holding it. So they built a team to turn over £9,000 and they kept building on it and they kept the team going. And they got up on stage and they got one of these big cardboard checks for £1,500. So I want to say well done there to Leanne and Mikey. And I want to ask, who's going to be up there next? Who here on the webinar is going to be up on stage getting recognised for something in the business? And what do you need to do to be able to do that? You need to learn and follow the system and the whole system. So learn it. And the best ways to learn it is attend every webinar. Go to every workshop. It's no good going to one workshop, missing one, and going to another one. because that training won't be done again for another 5 or 6 months. And then you've missed 5 or 6 months of training out of your business that could be helping you earn the money. Communicate upline, communicate with your successful uplines, and then communicate with their uplines as well. Just keep going and talk to anyone that wants to talk to you. If I see someone like Kev Ryder in the street in Birmingham who I know has got a fantastic business and knows what he's talking about, I'm going to go say hello and I'm going to try and ask him some questions and pick his brain. And people like that are happy to help you as well, because he was happy there to talk to me and Sarah about the business. Goal set and plan. Set some goals and plan how to get them. Get excited about your goals and just get it done, is what they said. Don't stop. Do what you have to do to get it done. Now, I know we've run a bit over. I'm going to hand back to Laura, who's going to quickly summarise. And then if you've got an extra 3 minutes, which I recommend try and do, at the end of the webinar when Laura's wrapped up, I'm going to play a little 3-minute video that Neil shared in the group the other day, which I thought was really good, and it's going to be really worth your time to hang around for. So I'll hand you back to Laura. And
Thanks, Luke. I don't even know where to start to summarise on that, actually. Absolutely fantastic tips there. I really do hope you have all took